Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Brandon Keith Avery here with you today for my non-spoiler review of Divergent. Divergent was release date is March 21st, 2014, and I just wanted to give you my opinion on it. Now, Divergent is directed by Neil Berger. He did The Illusionist and also Limitless with Bradley Cooper, and when I thought that movie was fantastic. I thought that The Illusionist was just okay. I kind of liked The Prestige better when those two movies were competing. But the main point or plot of Divergent is you have the main character, Shailene Woodley from The Descendants. She is in a post-apocalyptic world in Chicago. We don't know exactly what year, and that's fine. And throughout the town, there's these five factions dividing different groups of people. You know, you have your farmers, you have your peacemakers, you have your warriors who protect everybody. And, you know, her faction hasn't been decided yet. So then we find out that she wants to join the faction Dauntless, who are most likely the protectors of the land, and they guard everyone and just keep the city safe. The secret of the movie, or the whole plot point, is she's actually a Divergent, which are a superior class of people to my understanding. You know, they're kind of frowned upon by society because they don't like to conform to rules and have problems with authority and can create uproars and, you know, just overtake the land. So the main plot of the movie is she's a Divergent and you have to keep that secret or else you'll be killed and or outcast. Now, overall, I thought the film was barely okay. I really didn't care for it. The reasons why my expectations weren't high, they were actually quite low. It just didn't seem like anything that would particularly interest me or, you know, cater to my own demographic. And, you know, I wasn't into it. So, you know, my expectations weren't high. So that had nothing to do with my overall opinion of the film. My main problem is the film had so much plot, but no story. And what I mean by that is we're put in this post-apocalyptic world of Chicago, and it only stays set on these five factions, a main group of people. We don't know what war happens where they have to be guarded behind these skyscraper type fences. We don't know who the enemy is. You know, who are the threats? I mean, that isn't revealed until the very end of the movie, and it was quite disappointing. I mean, it's basically some individuals are not getting along with others or, you know, just afraid to give up the throne. I can understand that, and nobody really likes change, but something that doesn't really make sense to me is, I mean, you're at the edge of survival, trying to survive, but you're afraid of divergence. Why are you afraid of divergence? The movie never tells us that. Are they dangerous? Was there an incident in the past where everything was peaceful and they got out of hand and, you know, almost destroyed the, you know, humankind or the human race? I mean, why are divergents so dangerous? Why don't you like them? I mean, yes, they're different from you are, but the other factions are as well. I mean, yes, they don't like to conform, but I mean, is that a problem? Why does someone have to follow your rules that you want all the time? So that was never really fully explained to me. Another problem I had was the faction Dauntless. And that is that these are supposed to be the protectors of the land, you know, basically the army, the armed forces, to protect the human race in this post-apocalyptic world. But where were the elders? No one seemed like they was above 29 or 30 years old. They all seemed like children. They weren't buff or anything like that. You know, I mean, they just didn't look like they could defend a city. I mean, I'm not a big guy, you know, and I wouldn't get my feelings hurt if no one expected me to be, you know, the protector, you know, of the land. I mean, everyone seemed like they was on average around 150 pounds. I'm not expecting it like G.I. Joes, you know, like some big, you know, most WrestleMania action figures, but it just didn't look convincing to me. You have this gigantic city that you're supposed to protect. And while I do appreciate the training aspect of the film, because I do love that, you know, with my personal love for martial arts, I didn't like the style. I mean, they were just kind of, you know, doing hand-to-hand combat the whole time, which is very important. You do have to get the basics down. And, you know, this movie does warrant a sequel. And, you know, the next book, because this is based off a book series, is Insurgent. I'm just not interested at this point. They didn't give me enough with the first picture to want me to come back to this world. I mean, there's a lot of things that don't make sense if you're a Divergent and you want to keep that secret. There's this one character that basically has tattoos all over his upper body showing that he doesn't care about the rules, or, you know, the fact that he's a Divergent or some other faction or has a problem with the laws of the land. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, everyone is being put down like dogs that you sport a tattoo proudly with no care of covering it up. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But those are my main 3 complaints. I can go in and nitpick it, but I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. With the screening that I went to after the credits came, everyone applauded, at least 75–80% of the audience. So with the screening I went to, most people really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I didn't, you know, but don't listen to me. That's just my opinion. And I would love to hear yours as well. If I would have to give this a rating, I would give it a 5 out of 10. So there you go. Brandon Keith Avery reviewing Divergent, giving it a 5 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. And oh, don't forget to subscribe. Click that subscribe button, become one of my subscribers. See you next time. But before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.